What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. I'm your host, Doug Smith, and tonight we're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers taking in beating, just barely beating the Tennessee Titans. They should have won by 2 or 3 scores, in my opinion. But today we're going to break down the stats. I'm going to share my screen in just a moment here. And when I share my screen, I'm going to break down the stats. We're going to talk about the game. There's some nasty injuries tonight. We had Holcomb got injured, linebacker on the Steelers, and also Treylon Burks, wide receiver on the Tennessee Titans. So let me go to share my screen. Let's talk about this game. But yeah, definitely pray for those guys. And also as well, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. Today was absolutely insane. A little more entertaining than I thought. I thought Will Levis was going to bounce back to have a much bigger game today than he did last week. Last week was huge, but shows that team is still putting it together. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, y'all, and let's see what we got. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and share my tab. Give me like a few seconds here. Okay, cool. All right, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the stats here on the screen right now. So we're gonna go ahead and kick it off with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And you guys comment below again. Let me know your thoughts on tonight's game. I thought today was pretty insane, man. I really enjoyed it. Let's start off with the Steelers. Kenny Pickett, man, went 19 for 30. He had 160 yards and 1 touchdown to Deontay Johnson, who's not caught a touchdown since 2021. That is insane. Kenny Pickett, I'm gonna be honest with you, very impressed with Steelers defense tonight. When I say I am impressed, they locked down Will Levis. They sacked him, I think it was 5, maybe 6 times. They sacked him multiple times. They did a decent job of containing the run, and they did a fantastic job as far as taking away the pass, specifically to Hopkins. Hopkins did not eat a lot tonight at all. Titans have historically always had a very subpar game plan. Just historically, it's like they haven't had a good quarterback in years. Literally, it's been years since they've had a good quarterback. I'm not a Ryan Tannehill fan, and they're very one-track minded. It's like, hey, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And I think they have one of the most exciting running back groups in the league. I love TJ Spears. Hassan Haskins, while he's injured, he's great too. And of course, King Henry is still the man. He's still got a lot of juice in the tank left too. But after that, man, I want to see them get creative on offense, man, and I just don't see that. And that's one of the reasons they lost. The other reason that they lost, the Steelers could have lost tonight's game. Kenny Pickett was overthrowing people like crazy. That's why I made that comment in the beginning of this episode. Kenny Pickett should have, you see here, 19 for 30. It really should have been 25 for 30. Maybe like 5 missed passes and maybe 220 yards he would have thrown, and potentially even 2 touchdowns. He was overthrowing people left and right. His accuracy is so ass. It's so terrible, man. Like, he's just not a good quarterback. I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan. And I beg someone to convince me that he is a good quarterback, because I am not sold on the Pickett man. I'm not. Absolutely not sold on Kenny Pickett. And again, I want him to do well. Like, I'm a fan. Like, I want him to crush it. I want him to have a successful career, but I'm not crazy about him, man. Regardless, at the end of the game, he did make throws when they did count it, but they were a lot of dink and dunk type throws, man, stuff that I could have thrown. Let's talk about running game. Najee Harris, 16 attempts, 69 yards, multiple times. It was like almost a field goal. It's like whoever had the most field goals at the end was going to take and win this game. Defensively, this was a fun game to watch. If you love defensive football, this was a very fun game to watch. But yeah, we had Najee Harris, 16 attempts, 69 yards, and Jaylen Warren, 11 attempts, 87 yards. I'm not saying pick up Jaylen Warren on your fantasy football, but man, he had that big 30, 40-yard boost at the end of the game and almost got a touchdown. He got all the way down the 1-yard line, which set up Deontay Johnson to get that touchdown at the end. Just fantastic, man. I mean, they looked great. Receiving-wise, again, Kenny Pickett. When Kenny Pickett's your quarterback and you have a guy like George Pickens, who is the juggernaut of sorts when it comes to receivers, absolute acrobatic. Some of the most probably, if there's one receiver I could say who's the most acrobatic in the whole NFL, it's George Pickens. Why the hell does he have -1 yard, 2 attempts? Now, there was a touchdown, but he didn't get his foot in bounds. So I'll put that on George, because Kenny Pickett did get him the ball and it was slightly overthrown. In my opinion, but They spread the ball to a lot of people. Darnell Washington, I would have loved to see him get the ball a lot more. Dude, that dude is like basically a right tackle. You know what I mean? He is a sixth offensive lineman essentially, right? Yeah, Allen Robinson, man, one catch, 10 yards. I mean, when Allen Robinson came here, I mean, a lot of people were picking him up in their fantasy football leagues, man, because of what he's done in the past. Just whack, man. But now let's talk the defense. Defensively, they did their thing. Defensively, the Steelers are look, dare I say their D-line is Super Bowl caliber. Dare I say, Marcus Golden, 1 sack. And that was a beautiful sack because the ball went flying out. Oh my gosh. Man, Alex Highsmith, 2 sacks. TJ Watt, 1 sack. And I love this right here, man. I love this, man. Now there was an interception at the end of the game. Quan Alexander closed them out. But man, they caused havoc, man. I count a total of 4 sacks on tonight's game, man. Almost all the D linemen who played got a sack tonight. And I love that. I love that. If it wasn't for this defense, Titans probably would have won by 2-3 touchdowns. And it's crazy, man, because like I want Kenny Pickett to do well. I'm a believer in letting people develop. But when you're overthrowing people by 5 yards and no one's in your face, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to stop a moment here. Y'all be sure to smash that subscribe button as well, too. That does help the channel to grow. I usually do 2 to 4 live shows a week, but I had to take a little break recently, but I'm back to doing live shows again. And I also have a weekly fantasy football show as well, too. So y'all be sure to go ahead and check those out. Now let's take and talk about the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis, man, 4 touchdowns last week. I thought he was going to ball out tonight. I really did. I thought he was going to go a minimum of 3 touchdowns. He threw no touchdowns tonight. Again, the Steelers defense is no joke. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense takes the Steelers to the rookie. Not the rookie. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers defense takes them to the wild card. Would not be surprised, even though Kenny Pickett is, playing like trash, playing absolute asinine. But 22 completions, 39 yards. Ouch. He needs to get used to throwing to other people. I saw a few nice connections to the wide receiver, Kyle Phillips. That looked really nice. Derrick Henry had 17 attempts, 75 yards. 15 was his longest and 1 touchdown. Treylon Burks, again, y'all pray for this man. He's hurting, man. That was a nasty concussion, man. I really hate to see it. DeAndre Hopkins, let's see. Oh, yeah, that was just a run. And then we get to the passing. So Derrick Henry, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Kyle Phillips, 4 receptions, 68 yards. He looked great out there, man. Nice slot receiver. I want to see more of it. I want to see that connection right there grow, because it can't just be, Hopkins. It can't just be the Hopkins show. You got to get other people involved. Regardless, he had 4 receptions, 60 yards. He has a lot of juice in the tank, DeAndre Hopkins, man. He is a dog. I saw one play where he broke. It was like 2 tackles, man. It was supposed to be a dig route for 8 yards, turned into 15 yards. Dude's just an absolute beast tonight. Then we get to the defensive side of the ball, and I don't see any sacks. There were some really good plays in the backfield. This guy here, Azeez Al-Shaair, I know a lot of people were upset that Bayard went over to Philadelphia Eagles. This guy Azeez is holding down the fort over in Tennessee. He is doing his thing. He had a very good game tonight. Unfortunately, did not go his way, but very, very good game tonight for sure. There were probably 2 occasions where Kenny Pickett also almost threw a interception as well too. So overall, man, fun game tonight. If you love defense, if you love defensive, man, this was the game to take and watch. However, that's pretty much, man, that's my thoughts on tonight's game, man. I'm gonna go stop the stream here, man. But you guys be sure to go ahead down below, comment, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts. Also, I uploaded about 15 highlights from tonight's game on my shorts, so check out my YouTube shorts as well too. I'm on there, and it really is just I'm recording with my phone, y'all. Nothing crazy because I don't work for the NFL, but you get to hear my voice a little bit, talk over the plays, and hey, give a little commentary. This is what I do. So also, fun thing about the show this December, we have NFL draft prospects coming here to this show. We've had damn near, I think, 45 NFL draft prospects and over 60 professional athletes on this show, man. So getting ready for the NFL draft, guys. I plan on doing anywhere between 30 to 40 prospects. God willing, I always like to say. But yeah, man, we got some big time prospects coming on the show. So y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna hit you guys with my outro. That's pretty much it for tonight's show. But man, God bless you. Jesus loves you. I'll catch y'all next time. This Tuesday, I do have a live show. It's a fantasy football show. So if you like fantasy football, be sure to check that out. If you're just now tuning in, hit that subscribe button, hit the rewind button. I went over the stats. I broke down tonight's game very intricately, so y'all can go ahead and check that out. In the meantime, we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Touchdown with Doug Smith, celebrate, that's a new move. Heisman, 2 views, catch him on YouTube. NFL coverage, interviews, who lose, who win, who lose. Comedy, you choose, it's not about moolah. The QB's like Tua is missing in action. No L's on my shooter. Play it like Marino, it's a gamble like casino. Hungry for it, but you know we still gon' try to feed the beef. Rivalries will lead the conference. Cowboys are the Eagles. Will Belichick be a threat? Better check. Tomlin on deck. Much respect to the vet. What you expect? Gotta tune in for the rest. Make sure to sub, like, check. At the best, Bad Boy, the sports podcast. For the threat across the north, east, south, in the west. Sitting back clueless, time to tune in. Now another sports sense.